Okay, so as you can see, what is work management tool, guys? Do you still remember what is work management tool? I think Jolchi is remembering, right? Because he was feeling very good last class and he can remember everything.
Yeah, that's a good question. I guess everyone should know that. What is it, work management?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
good.
think
Okay, anyone wants to volunteer? What is a work management tool?
It's copy.
Gulizar, she knows better about that. She can give more information. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
She knows. She was explaining and trying to explain, and could you repeat it again, please?
Sure.
I think Jolchi will find the job very quickly. This is humor. Nice. Okay. So what is work management tools, Yadaji?
It's tracking tool where our manager is.
What kind of tracking
Oh,
tool?
Not tracking tool. It's where we are working and our managers will track
Our
how
work.
we working or not.
So it's a work management tool, self-explanatory, right? So it says explaining by itself. It's a work, managing the work. Okay. Online students, am I audible?
Yes.
Good. Okay. So yeah, of course, same thing that we have covered last week. There is a very famous work management tool, which is called Azure or Jira. So the one that you guys are seeing, this is called the Jira, right? And we have additional one, Azure. Azure is Microsoft tool. Okay, so Azure, when I was using it was VSTS. Now it's Azure, I think. Okay. Basically, it's the same thing. It has this kind of very similar user interface. Jira and Azure does look very similar. Do you see these stories are moving? Kind of like it's blur, but it's very similar. Okay, this is the Jira, this is the project. When you guys join the company, you will be redirected this kind of link in your email. Same thing that we have done. So you did a good job in the interview. You got the offer, you signed the offer. Do you know what offer means? Yeah, we can say a contract as well. Anyone else?
Really good word.
It's a really good word. So yeah, I think I didn't cover the what is offer means. So when you guys finish this 6 months boot camp, you will start. I mean, you prepare your resume and you will start going to the market. What is market? It's a websites, job where you can look for a jobs, right? Like a LinkedIn or Glassdoor and etc. Built-in. So when you guys go there and look for a job, you will apply with your resume. Once you get applied, then the companies will reach out to you to set up an interview. The interview will be most of the time 3 rounds, sometimes 4 rounds, right? Or sometimes 6 rounds. Round means like 6-time meeting with the company, and each meeting there is certain step to ask you guys about your knowledge, about your personality, everything. First one is just the HR call. HR call, which is that you guys will introduce each other and explain why are you leaving the job and what are you guys, what you have done till this time, what kind of tools do you know, what kind of project did you work, this kind of initial screening. It's gonna be on the phone call. After that, you will have the second round, which is a technical round. So basically, you will meet with the team, specifically whichever team you are going to work, those team experienced team members will meet with you. Maybe you will meet like 4-person, 2-person, or 6-person, depends on the company. And then they will keep giving you questions. The second round of interview, one of the most toughest interview, basically they will screen you with the behavioral questions as well as technical. Most of the interviews will be 45 minutes, but some interviews can go to up to 1.5 hours or 2. So basically, each company will do the second round differently. And when you join to the interview, sometimes you will see 5-6 per person right away, or you will only step by step, 20 minutes one person, 20 minutes another person, 20 minutes another person. So they will join with queue. So that's the second round. So when you do a good job, the second round will be the beginning one. They will check all your team members. Do they like you? And after that, also they will give all the general question, make sure that you work in this kind of project and that you are comfortable with their company, and they will kind of compare that your work experience with their own existing work requirement. Once it's done, then second round, second part will be basically if the second round interview is set up for 45 minutes. So then around 15 minutes will be behavioral questions, and then they will jump to the actual coding. Actual coding can be different. Some of the companies will ask the one that you guys are doing looping, right? So can you do a reverse string? Can you do a reverse array? Can you do an anagram? Can you do what was that? Palindrome? That kind of a ready and very easy algorithm questions they will ask that. And then the interview will be finished. So once you do good job in the second round, the third round will be with the most of the time hiring manager, which is the QA manager. So my classes will be in the second round. My classes will be in the first round. My class will be in the third round as well. So the very tricky one is the third round. Third round, manager will go deep about a QA knowledge and working with the team, your experience working with the team, your handling with the arguments, discussion, past experience. Did you had a conflict with the team member? And yes, sometimes you will have a conflict, and you will see in the meeting very often most of the leader developers will argue each other, and you see very often it's not a secret. In some companies, I do hear even they do use very bad word too if there's only boys. In some team there's only boys, and they sometimes use kind of bad word too, but not all the time. Most of them are very professional. I have never seen personally in my team, our team was very professional, and if something goes not well, we will run away from the meeting, right? So we will create this larger meeting with the upper management, and then the situation handles smoothly. So that I explained to you guys last time. And then when manager likes you, and let's say you guys are so lucky and the interview was only 3 rounds, then if the team gives a good feedback, then they will send you an offer. It's an offer letter. Okay, offer letter is like official letter, and in this letter will be like the annual payment for you if you are doing our contract. If you got the offer for contract position, they will show you guys like monthly the hourly payment. So hourly payment can start from 45 till 150. So it depends on what kind of position you got and what kind of responsibility you have. Up to 200, I can say. And for full-timers, they will get like yearly. For example, they will say yearly $150,000 or $130,000, including the bonus. The bonus means like they will give additional money with the percentage. For example, if you are getting 130,000 yearly, if they say 10% bonus, then they will add at the end of the year additional 13,000 to your account. So it's a 10% bonus. Of course, depends on how well the company is doing. If company is doing well and your performance is very well, of course you will get the bonus. So those things will be shared in the offer letter. That's why the offer letter is very, very good thing. So you got the offer letter. After getting the offer, you will accept it through the email. You will officially write, yes, I will take this offer. And then they will send you an official additional link how to fill out everything. That means like you had in your resume like a kind of fake name or like your nickname, right? But in when you get the link after the offer, then it's time to put your real stuff, your full correct username, your name, last name, social security number, correct bank account, because you will get paid through that filling out the document. Okay, so that's the thing, like how you will get the job and how you will land the job. Any questions?
Hi, Paul. I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, Solan.
I would like to know your opinion regarding thank you letter. Should we send thank you letter or no?
So I have never done that. Like, thank you for offering me or anything. If you want to reject, yeah. I mean, I haven't done, honestly, Ulan. So you can just send yes. Usually, offer letter comes like this. So once they decided to go with you forward, the recruiter will reach out to you. So they will say like or HR, if it's like if you're applying directly, HR will reach out to you with the verbal offer. So they will ask, okay, are you having any other offer right now? If we are if we are ready to extend an offer, will you be able to accept it? And then yearly offer, I mean, the yearly salary will be $5,000. First, you will get the verbal offer. So that time you will already show your gratitude. Basically, oh, thank you. Yes, I will take that offer. Oh, thank you, but I got the different offer. I cannot. So it's kind of like at that time you can even do the negotiation, but it's hard right now to do a negotiation because lots of candidates are over there. So if you say no, right away they can do like second offer to the other person too. So that's why be careful. But Ulan, yeah, so for your question is like mostly you will talk with the verbal and then with the phone. That time you can say your gratitude message to the right away it will come like personally, you will be so excited. Wow, really? Of course, thank you for the offer. I will take that. But if not, then yeah, you are more than welcome to send a thank you letter and that you are very eager to join that company. Any other questions?
As we use here, we have some sensitive topics, for example, gender issues. I mean, we will get some class to talk about the issues and
Yeah.
Some rules, do not talk about some cases.
Yeah, good question. Very good question. Usually, when you guys are applying for a job in the LinkedIn, when you guys are applying to the job, for example, there will be a section, your gender, and you can choose whoever you are, right? If you are feeling you are a woman, you can choose woman. And also like gender stuff, everything will be detailed over there, Joltavik. So you can choose whichever whoever you. Okay, yeah, you can even do that if you are like that. I mean, no. So that's also a good question. For example, companies will do balance their nationality. They don't want to like only white person, or they don't want like only one nationality in the team. So they have to hire one the person who has a different view, right? Like what's that called? Gender, right? Different gender. Like, so those kind of thing brings the benefits to the company. I mean, those people, not thing. Those people will bring the benefit if they hire. That's why you will see at least one person who is like that. Like you cannot identify is man or woman, what's going on, that kind of feelings will happen, but so they will hire that. That's good. So they will balance all the time. I really like the company who has a balance, not only one nationality. If there's only one nationality, I feel not comfortable over there. They will start talking with their language, that's also not good. But regarding that, regarding your question, like how to treat people in the company, there will be specific classes when you join the company. So once you got an offer, they will have company policy videos. So you cannot stare the person more than 3 seconds. So that means you are offending that person for the, yeah, you understand, right? So those kind of things, that person can go to the HR and then give the complain about you, and then you might lose your job. So those kind of thing you will have, you will do a course, like they prepared already ready course, what you cannot do, what you can do, and what is like, how you need to be a little bit very careful when you are talking with your team members. So don't worry, you will understand, and it's like they will teach you about the hackers, scammer, and work attitude. Everything will be, of course, like after getting offer, it's gonna be like first month, it's gonna be first 6 months will be much relaxed, and then you will go to the real job. So that's the offer letter. Any other question?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
Like you said that there might be like up to 5 rounds during this offer, right? So what
Mhm.
might be the like what might they ask like during fourth and fifth rounds? Like what kind of
So depends on the title. For example, if you are applying to staff software engineer in test, that's like a very high position, or QA manager. So we had one of our group mate, he got right away QA manager job after bootcamp. And he is doing well, and now he got another offer with the manager role. So, but that time was easy. But 5 rounds will be a first round HR, second, third round coding, second round maybe like general with the team. So they will they will ask the behavioral question and the coding, I mean the work experience, that like real, if you have a created framework from scratch, like it's like a technical but verbal. So you will talk about that. After that, they might give you a simple coding question. And then third round will be another coding question, coding interview. And fourth round, it will be a system design interview. This is for the staff software engineering test, or QA manager, or senior QA lead, or senior QA architect interviews. They will ask the system testing design. So system testing design, basically whole software. The one that you guys learned about system testing, right? So basically you will design UI, front-end, API, backend. You will create the tables in the interview. You will create all the tables, columns, and how the columns are joined each other. So everything you will create by yourself in the scratch, in the paper. And then after you create a database, you will create API, and how is this database are connected with the API. So basically you will create a table from the UI API, and like you need to know very well everything for system testing, system design testing. I had a one time with PayPal for the staff software engineer. I failed. It was a 6th round. Yeah, thanks for Baha. He was with me, and he was helping a lot. So it wasn't easy. Basically, FAANG companies are very strong and for the higher position. Okay, but don't worry if you are SDET or the QA engineer or senior, they don't ask the system testing. System design testing in the interview. Any other questions?
So yeah, I had in my mind this question as well. Like, do we need to know like in detail these APIs and SQL, all this stuff? Like, can we expect such questions, related? Because I was reading today a lot about this stuff, and it's very like huge topics. And if you go further and further, it's like
Yeah.
it's unmeasurable, I think.
This one, you need to know all of them. Full join, right join, left join, inner join, aliases, between, wildcard, average, sum, count. This is the same thing like a Java. So it's like a logic, delete. You should know that. And you can do practice, right? For example, you can start from here every day. Do couple times. Look at these tables are coming. And the examples is here. Try yourself was here. It's kind of coding but that you guys are doing. Same thing. You need to be good in SQL, but the one that we have shared the interview prep questions, there is the one that exactly will ask for sure. Those queries and responses are over there. So just learn by heart. That means like whenever saying, okay, can you do the self-join? We have an employee table, and there's you need to connect the two tables from the employee salary and the employee something. You will right away write down, and those things like question and response is already in the interview prep question. So just learn by heart. You understand, right? Learn by heart. So yeah. Yes, Aidana, the one that you're asking, they will ask.
But we will cover, right, these sequels like in detail.
Yeah. At the end of the once the classes I explained last time, right? Like in the bootcamp, you guys will first cover Java. Please pay attention Java very well. Without Java, you cannot go anywhere. So first Java. After Java, you guys will start the Selenium. That means UI automation. After Selenium, you will have an API, and then you will have a database. So you will do this practice in the school too. Okay. So this is on you. If you want to know now, do it. If not, then at the end of the month, you guys will do that. At the end of the bootcamp.
Is it better like to get certificates as well, or not necessary?
I wouldn't spend time for certificate for SQL. Of course, if you get a SQL developer certificate, you will be I mean, that's very good thing. But we have lots of things to learn. As you can see, this is lots of topics right here. We have API, we have Java. Java is very complex. So the 6 months is kind of, you feel like 2 years or 3 years of study. We made it like very short time. So you need to spend, if you really want to be very well, then you need to spend like whole day, right? So that's why it's the same time, try to do typing every day. Put the goals. I gave you the suggestion, right? Please put a goal. Like you have a to-do task. Okay, I will do Java now. After Java, I will do SQL. I will do API. I will do typing for 30 minutes. I need to improve my typing. And then I will do this one. Okay. Okay, so no questions? Good. So you got the offer. You accepted the offer. Everything is done. Background check. So there will be a background check, guys. So that means that once you will give the everything correctly, then they will start digging you background. So is Mahabat is a real person? Does she has a social security number? Does she has a work authorization? So there's a thing called work authorization. You know that, right? So work authorization, or like you need to have a valid document that you are allowed to work at USA. So basically, you need to at least have a visa, H-1B, or the green card, or the work authorization. So if you don't have that, then try to get now. Try to get until you finish the school. So once you have done those things, they will do the background check, whatever you put into inside your resume, they will do a background check. And then once you pass the background check, then you will have the start date scheduled, and then in your start date, you will start your work. Regarding, I mean, based on your offer, you might get on-site or offline, right? Online. So that means like if you get online offer, like if you got the remote job, then you will get the laptops, everything will be shipped to your address, and then you will just open your laptop and you will start working. And then every 2 weeks, you will get paid very good money. I mean, for us, it's good, right? For living. And then, yeah. So once you got an offer, once you do it, it's called onboarding time. Onboarding time, the one that the Jolchi was saying that you guys will do the required classes for the safety, for the security. There will be lots of classes for the knowledge purposes. They will do lots of knowledge transfer videos over there. You are supposed to watch, okay? And another things, onboarding will be in the Jira Confluence pages, okay? So that's why when you got the laptop, and then when you go to your email, your manager will send lots of links. Okay, this one is for the setting up the your working station. This one is for getting the knowledge, for doing the security videos. This one is for the another knowledge transfer video. So she will share all the links that you have to finish during the onboarding time. So then when you click one of the link will be a Jira or Azure, which is a work management tool. You should not be surprised. You just like take it easy. Oh, okay, this is the one that we learned from school, right? And then when you click from your email, you will be redirected this kind of place. And in the link, they will share this Confluence page, your manager. And then you will be right away redirected to this place. So after you join the company, this is going to be your wiki page. So that means all the questions that you have in your mind, oh, okay, what kind of project it is? Well, in what kind of project do I work? How do I know about that? How do I learn about that? Please do not panic, because I mean, most of the things will be in the Confluence page, in the wiki page. So you will get all the information here. For example, if you have a project, the project will be here. You will be working, let's say you will be working on the Luma project, then you will choose this one, and then you will go here, architectural design, and then you will see here architectural design, and it's gonna be huge links here. So you can see how this Luma project was built. There will be like a very nice chart, and there will be like, where's the database? What is the database name? What is the environment's name? How many environments there exist? Like there will be all the links. So you will have all the answers over there. Okay. So please do not get panic. Just think like if it's Azure, if the company is using Azure, then you just right away think, okay, the Confluence page will be a OneNote. OneNote will be also something like this link. But OneNote is separate from Azure, so that in that time, your manager will share one more link, which is OneNote. So OneNote will be also very similar like this. You guys will just open and start reading. So you keep reading, keep yourself calm. Don't get scared. Oh my God, what do I do? And well, so try to be a subject matter expert. So try to learn as much as you can from the Confluence page, from your wiki page, okay? What is subject matter expert?
Sharing, who is teaching.
Okay, try to explain, Ece.
Project, it's like not manager, but who is sharing with the knowledge or person who was there for a long time and experience. Is- There's a lot of information about our projects.
Good job. Yeah. So subject matter expert. I mean, remember this word, okay? SME, subject matter expert. Try to use this word because subject matter expert is very, very used work and known work in IT. For example, you are talking with your QA manager and you are assigned to the Luma project and you don't know, you couldn't find the more knowledge from the wiki pages, which is in the Confluence page. Or you did go through everything, you have lots of questions now. You saw the database, you were able to access the database, but there is some tables are missing, or you don't understand the API documentation. So those kind of things, you have lots of questions, but you still don't understand. Then you will, when you have a meeting with your manager, you can ask, okay, so I have, regarding for this Luma project, the architectural design, I didn't understand that part where they're coming the data from blah, blah, blah. From this part till here, how the data is doing, coming to this part, I don't understand. That's why I need a subject matter expert on this Luma project. Do you suggest anyone to contact with? Either she will redirect you to the experienced QA engineer, or if there's no experienced QA engineer, then she will redirect you to the software engineer or software architect or vice president. So depending on the company situation, you need to know what is subject matter expert word, and then I need to know the person who is subject matter expert. In my case, I had a situation to work with the vice president as a subject matter expert. He's a vice president, he knows everything, but he doesn't have time. That time you will just collaborate through the chat, and they will not have time to you, but they will try to answer to your questions. Okay. So knowledge thing will be here, everything, right? And after that, you have also, once you cannot find anything question, then start looking for the subject matter expert and ask from them the questions as well. Okay, so as I explained, this is a Jira, this is a Confluence page, and we will do a little bit practice very soon. Until then, please read through this QA process, quality assurance process at Stack State. Just read through this documentation and read through this one. And this, you don't have to read this. If you need, you can read about sprint agile ceremonies from here. But for now, I just want you guys get familiarized with this page and the X-ray. Okay. I will give you a 10 minutes. Please start reading. Okay, guys. It has been 10 minutes. I think you were able to read what is QA process and the X-ray means. Yeah, we will take a 10 minutes break again. If you need to eat anything or you want to take a drink, feel free to go now. I will meet you guys on 7:30 to Online students, are you back? Please speak up if you guys are back. Ulan, Aidana. Are you guys are
Yes.
back?
Yes, I'm
Good.
here.
Nice. Okay, let's get started. Our offline students are still playing ping pong. I think they want to enjoy a little bit more. Okay, so were you able to take a look the QA process from the Confluence page? Were you able to take a look this this little beautiful chart that I made it long time ago? So any question here? Are you guys comfortable? Understand this?
In which folder this SDLC? I can find it.
Oh, I don't know. Please don't say that. So
This
do
is
you
sorry.
quality assurance? You see this?
Ah, yeah.
And this is the one that I was giving the task here for you, 10 minutes to read through everything. So please click and let me know if you were able to take a look. If you didn't read, it's okay.
This about test plan, like an X-ray.
Okay. Yeah. Just take a look this one. And do you understand what does it mean? Just read. And I want to open one more thing here until you guys are reading. I think this one, let me open quickly. Do you remember that you guys had this kind of task a long time ago? So that means 2-week sprint, right? So you will have a daily stand-up meeting. You will have a planning meeting. And you will have a sprint retrospective. And you will have the refinement meetings, which is a grooming meeting. And this is like circulating, right? In the second the sprint start, you will have again stand-up. Stand-up will never end. At the same time, you will have the grooming, planning will be kind of like a circle. Like you will never finish the sprint and then wait for the next sprint, right? So then sprint starts and the sprint ends, next sprint right away starts. But for the preparation for the next sprint, you will do previous sprint. So that's the thing, like sprint planning will never end and the stand-ups will be circulated like this. Okay, so this is the example for 2 sprint, which is like 4-week sprint, right? Same thing we have here. 2-week sprint, and then here is the 2-week sprint. This is the QA process. The one that you were saying, this grooming, Just imagine we have a 2-week sprint. Here we have grooming. This grooming will be here. Product PO means a product owner. Product owner creates an epic and stories. So once she creates when she is or he is creating, she will have lots of meetings. This one will happen in this 2 weeks. Just focus on this 2 weeks, okay? This one is for the product owner, and this one will be inside here. Basically, we will have only this second box will be repeating non-stoply. But this 2 weeks, this 2 column will be above, which is that I showed previously in the calendar. You have refinement meetings, and when you guys are doing your work in the sprint, the product owners work to creating meetings, identifying the story, and analyzing the requirements, and making sure everything is clear, and creating all the grooming meetings, and giving the task to the team. Okay. The third box here is deployment to production. Before doing a deployment, what will happen is the UAT testing, right? And deployment to the production will be planned according to the deployment plan. So each company will do deployment differently. Some software company, they will call themselves as super agile. They can do everyday release. Financial companies, once in a month. It's gonna be very strict, lots of testings, and then maybe twice in a month. You know, they have each company, they have own culture, own requirements based on their business needs. That's why we will do UAT testing, and then we will wait until when is the release meeting starts, and what are you guys to release, which story will be released. Okay, so if you open this one close, I am putting here product owner creates an epic and stories. When they're creating a story, an epic, it's not fully implemented. Basically, the story is not clear. And he has some ideas, but he doesn't know what's the behind the scene, or what's the technical parts. That's why he will create a grooming. So in the grooming meeting, developers, QAs, software architects, everyone will meet together. You guys you will discuss what is the story, what is the requirement, what we will test, right? So you will discuss about that. So that time, the QA has as I explained, a QA process. So QA has their own requirements. So you guys will be a QA, right? And for sure, you might be a QA lead in that team, in that project. So you are the responsible to test that project successfully. And for that, each company will do differently. So QA process means from the beginning till the end. So from the sprint start till the sprint end, and deploying the product, that's your responsibility. And there is a certain steps. You have to follow that. If you don't follow, you didn't test it properly. So your testing will not be accepted until you don't finish these steps, which is called QA check 1, QA check 2, QA check 3, QA check 4, QA check 5, QA check 6, QA check 7. So each company will do differently. Maybe in different financial companies, they might have QA check 10. That's called the QA checklist. Checklist, you know that, right? You are doing check. I am done this task. I am done this task. I am done this task. As a QA lead or as a project testing owner, so you are owning, you are testing, you are responsible for testing that project. You need to finish the certain step in order to certify that that product is tested. So for that purpose, you need to finish these all steps. As a QA manager, I am expecting you that you finish these steps and then you will come to me, Aipo, everything is done. And then you can also, you are allowed to send an official email to the team, hey, QA testing is done. This product is ready to go to the deployment. For that, there is a required steps, QA check 1, QA check 2, till the QA check 7, okay? As you can read here, QA check 1 is the one the QA lead creates a test plan and test strategy. So that means the one that I was explaining that you need, if you are responsible to test, then you need to know the test plan very well, right? So when you join the company, let's say you join the company, you are in the project, and the QA manager is surprisingly saying, hey, Yada, you are going to this project and you will do the testing. I believe you that you can own this one, and hopefully everything will be good. And today we are having a grooming. We will discuss the project. So when you just go enter the grooming, be prepared. Get the answer for your test plan. Steps, right? What is the first one? First requirement of the test plan. What was that? Purpose. Objectives. The purpose of the test plan. Scope of the test plan, right? The testing scope of the test plan, testing time, resources. All the section of the test plan has to be answered. That's why you are going to the grooming, okay? Okay, so this test plan is a huge thing. Each company will do differently. Like the project is very new, it's a very huge, and you are the test lead. You don't have team. You don't know how many team members you need to hire. How can you accomplish the project? So that time, think about test plan for sure. So you can make like a proper estimation, and then at the end, you can come to your manager. Hey, for my team, for this project, I need at least 5 QAs to accomplish to this project, because we have 3 developers, 3 developers for front end, 3 developers for back end, and 1 subject matter expert QA will be enough for manual testing. If we have any money, then we can have 2 automation engineers. So right away we can do the automation for that stories. Since we have only, we have 6 developers, then 2 QAs will be enough for this team for front end. For the back end, we have 10 developers. I need at least 3 QAs. So you will talk about the resource, you will put it in the document. Why do you need this much of resources? And what kind of tool you need in order to accomplish this project? What kind of, do we have environment ready? If not, then do I need to create that environment, or developers will create an environment for me? So all the questions has to be answered. when you are going to the grooming, always remember about the test plan. Okay? Test plan and test prep strategy, I think in the last class, I explained about that. I can put it into here as well. You can take a look quickly. Okay, so after QA check, so in the grooming meetings, you will have all the answers and you will create a test plan, right? Once you're done with your test plan, you need to share the test plan with your manager. So again, this is the proper QA process in the companies, but trust me, some companies, they never do test plan, they will just write the test cases. If you go that kind of company, be happy. You don't have to think. The manager will come, oh, okay, just write your test cases for the UI. You will be responsible for the UI testing. Then, yeah, my current company is like that. When I was writing a test plan, they're like, do we need that? You know? So, but in financial companies, strict companies, they require. After you, once you do the share with the manager, the third QA checklist, you need to share with the team. Whatever you are testing, how are you testing? Your upper management, your team has to read the test plan and test high-level test scenarios. So they need to understand that our QA understood the story and she is on the right track what they are testing. So that is required. For example, let's say you did create a test plan and you didn't share with QA manager and with the team. And then at the end, you're saying, I am done here. That means you didn't follow the QA checklist. It wasn't checked. As a manager, I didn't approve that test plan. As a QA team, they didn't take a look at it. You didn't share the test plan. And that means you spend so much time and let's say, at the end, we are seeing your test plan and it was inaccurate. It wasn't accurate. You missed lots of things. Then it's gonna be a problem, right? So that's why whenever you get the offer, go to the QA process. Where's the QA process? Where the QA knowledge hub place. Knowledge hub is where the only QA thing is listed in the Confluence page, like I was sharing. So go there and take a look at everything. Try to understand how they will do QA process. Do they write a test case? Some company does not write any manual testing. They will right away do automation. And then you're like, oh, okay, I will do manual testing. And you didn't read and you are expecting you want to do manual testing. And then the manager comes, oh, why are you not doing automation? Did you set up the automation? No. Then it's gonna be a problem, okay? So that's why just try to go, for sure, they have some information how to do the QA stuff. It's also called a definition of done. QA process, some people will say, or there is at the end is the definition of done will be a QA checklist. So definition of done, it will be the QA checklist, or they will call just the QA checklist, okay? So you will do check, check, check. Oh, okay, I shared with the test plan, with the manager, with the team. I am waiting the feedback. And then they will say, oh, okay, Aipo, you didn't add to your high-level test scenario about the address requirement. So since we have the customers in their Germany and also in Mexico, so we need to check for the Latin. What is that called? Latin or German and French addresses. We need to test that this scenario address scenarios for those kind of language because they have different letters, which is not in English, right? I mean, English letters, they have different letters. So you need to check for those kind of addresses as well. So website is working for that address. So they will give this kind of feedback. Once you will finish up your test plan, then the sprint will start. Again, this kind of scenario will be most of the time in the big companies. So they have enough money for the QA lead. They have enough money for the QA engineers, and they have enough money manual testers. So everything is structured. For example, in my company, even if it's like a very, even if it's big company, we have only 2 senior QAs. We know what's going on. We will write the automation. That's it, nothing else. We don't write the manual testing. If we couldn't finish all of them in the sprint, we will just write a couple of manual test cases. But other than that, we right away jump to the automation. Okay. So each company is different. So the sprint will start until this. I mean, if your test plan, let's say you have lots of questions you didn't understand, and that wasn't answered, then you cannot go to the sprint. So you have to ask, okay, I don't have a QA environment. How do I test? So we need to, before jumping to the sprint, QA environment is very important because you cannot create during the sprint a QA environment. Test data, which is very important. When I'm saying test data, it's like not only username and password. Test data will be a test data inside the database. Thousands of database data, it has to be inserted before doing testing. For that, you need to have a database. For that, you need to have a UI created. So those kind of things, QA lead first get the answer. That means like you need to fill up all the test plan sections, required sections, so you can be successful in the sprint. Okay? So once the test plan is ready, you guys will jump to the sprint. So that means 2-week sprint started from here. What you will do in the sprint? Grooming is done, sprint is started, developers will jump right away developing the code for the website. That time you will read the stories, and for the stories you will have a test plan over there, high-level test scenarios. So in order to cover the high-level test scenarios, you will start creating a test cases. So this time is the time to create a test cases. Basically, manual test cases. You will not do the automation right away. And in our case, in my case, what happens in this time? For example, right now I am saying creating a test case. You cannot create right away automation because the code is not ready, website is not ready, right? But in my case, like sprint is circling again and again. And we have some stories, they took 2 weeks until they finish the story. So that means we couldn't finish that story in 2-week sprint. So the developer took 2 weeks in order to finish that story, and we couldn't test at that. That story will be moved to this sprint. And that time, so we are right now in my company, I will start doing a test cases automation right away because the previous sprint development is done. It's coming to this sprint for testing. So ours is a little different, but usually requirement is you need to finish the story in the sprint. That's why it's called like agile. as a team, we have to finish. It's required. Okay. If it's not finished, then it's gonna be like big meeting. Why you didn't finish? Why you did agree for this story? Okay. But if you follow exactly the way that this in the QA process, during this time, you will create high-level test scripts. That means like if they say, okay, we don't do manual testing, then you will start doing some coding over there. Okay, let me put the functions now. Oh, it's gonna be like this kind of web page, there's this kind of filtration, then I need to put this kind of test case. You will start writing, designing your test cases inside the automation. But if it's manual is required, you will create the test cases this time. So usually developers need to take like around 7 days. So you need to wait until 7 days. So if the developer still not finished in 7 days, because you need to have at least 3 days to do testing, manual testing. That's why you need to I put it here clearly. So development has to be done in 7 days. If they are taking longer, then in the stand-up, you can just give a little bit heads up. Hey, I see that we are doing a good job, and the stories are not done still. The 7 days, it is already 7 days. Just wanted to heads up that the QA might not be able to finish this story since the development is not in the QA environment yet. So you can just give the feedback at the end of the stand-up. So you are following the QA checklist. And at the same time, some companies, in order to protect yourself, you can officially send an email. So we have some warnings because of this development. We might not able to achieve our goal for the sprint. So because this kind of environment issues, developers is taking whatever issue is happening, you just need to describe very nicely and then send it to upper management, warning message. QA will be late. Okay. So that's why QA checklist is very important. You need to think about the 7 days. So once you have test cases created, you identified what's going on, what we will do, and then developer, as I explained, that the development environment, right? So in order to see like Amazon website in the production that you guys are seeing, they need to create lots of copy of this website, right? So one of them will be development environment. The second one is a QA environment. Third one is a UAT environment. And the fourth one is QA automation environment, because manual testers needs to have separate environment. Automation, they need to have different environment, which is copy paste, right? Okay, so far, do you have any questions? Please ask right now if you don't understand anything. Okay, so
Yes,
for
I have a question. Can I-
yes, go ahead.
Like while these developers are developing this application, so during that process, we are creating test scripts, right? Or test cases.
Yes, you will create a test cases for that story. Please, I mean, when I'm saying that you might have like not only one story, you might have 3 or 4 stories. You have to do create a test case, and then if you have 4 stories and for each of them around 10 test cases, then you need to create 40 test cases. And it's 40 test cases, 40 steps. Like you will take enough time to, I mean, you will be busy, okay, around this 7 days, because test cases are boring. In the beginning, it's gonna be very interesting, but at the end, like, do I need to create again? Is it manual? So for QA checklist, QA check 4 is done. So you are finished officially. And then here, after 7th day, the deployment will go to the QA. The developer will deploy the code and then they say, hey, Piada, I'm done. You can start testing. So that time you will do, oh, okay. So if you are done, you know, we have a QA process here, and I need to check the unit testing coverage. So each development, the developer has to create a unit test. Okay, so that is the QA check 5. You need to make sure going to the place that the developer will share with you, you will click that link and then you will see like the unit test coverage 85%.
What if
Mhm.
the developers, let's just imagine some developers are like, you know, they're rude and they will try to set up you, how I should react?
You need to create, developer is saying to you to create a unit test or what?
Not set up in trying to, in Russian, like подставить.
Oh, I mean,
They will not do that.
there's no,
Risk,
there's no,
how I should fix that.
yeah,
If
there's
they-
no way to do that kind of things because everything is documented, everything is like chain.
Mm,
You have the work management tool, you have a GitHub. I will show you in real place. You have everything over there clearly shown,
mm,
like the developer sent, the developer deploy the code. Did this development cover the 80% coverage? There is a tool inside the GitHub additional, Sonar Cloud. It's called Sonar Cloud. You will put it in your resume. Sonar's, the Sonar Cloud and Sonar, let me, the second one, what was that? SonarQube. So it's gonna be either SonarQube or Sonar Cloud. This is like, it will check security checks and it will do like code check. So everything will be in the unit test coverage. So you will see, I mean, each company will different. For example, if you go to the startup companies, they didn't do any unit testing. Then they will start the percentage with the 20%. Okay, let's start with the 20%. Developers, please work as much as you can. And we need to bring the unit testing coverage to the 20%. And then it will increase to 30 and then 50 and 60, 70, 80. But big companies, they require at least 85, 80%. 85, 80% coverage is the best website will be. I mean, so if you guys follow, if they don't do the unit testing, then try to suggest by yourself. Oh, okay. So when are we doing the unit test? If the manager is not suggesting to you, you can ask. So you know that the proper development will be done with the unit testing. Do I need to require my developer to write the unit test? Okay. So this is very valid question. Even in the interview, they will ask. So what do you do in the company? So I will do I have a QA checklist. We have a definition of done. So I will create my test plan and then we'll create the test cases. Once the developer is done, I need to check the QA checklist. At the same time, I need to make sure that our developers will give us time, at least 3 days for testing. And I will check the unit testing coverage based on the company's requirement. And once it's done, once everything is done, and everything is good, then I can approve the deployment to the QA environment. That's the 6th QA checklist. QA approves the PR. PR means pull request. Pull request means putting the development code to the QA environment. Okay, so that means there is a place in the GitHub which is called the pull request, you will click the approve button as a QA person, okay? If you don't approve, that code will not come to the QA environment. So once you did finish the check 80%, you will approve the code. The code will come to the QA environment. Now you will do execution. This is this step. QA execute test cases, test scripts, and generates report. That means the test automation engineers quickly write the test cases, test scripts, they run the test scripts. At the same time, manual tester, they will execute their manual test case, they will generate the report. And once they are generated report, then QA lead will write a sign-off letter. What is sign-off letter? Sign-off letter is the one that you need to write the official email to the team, including the management team. Hey team, as you guys know that we were assigned for this project, this task story to finish, and so far QA were able to successfully execute their test cases, and we have in this sprint we found this much of issues, and all the critical issues are fixed, and following stories are ready to deploy. Or if there is some errors, some bugs, and you were saying we cannot deploy this code, but team is saying, product owner saying, no, we can go to the production anyways, even if we have a critical bug. Then when in the sign-off, you need to mention that. So as we have found this much of issues, and as a QA, I think this is the critical bug, and I wouldn't deploy with this bug to the production, but our team has decided to go to production. If you guys are agree, so please take a look this issue, and and if it's okay, then we are good to go to the production. So you are officially doing sign off. In my case, it was like that. I had to do sign off, but I was saying it's a bug.
And how you fix it?
And then I created a sign off, including that issue. So product owner is saying it's not our scope. So this is not our scope. Requirement is checking only the addresses, right? But in my case, of course, I found like bigger issue, and I wouldn't deploy that. Of course, we are testing only addresses over there, but that product was built in the beginning not correctly. So, but since everyone was like offshore team was testing, and they threw the ball to me at the end, and I am the person who is doing the last check and put it into the production, and I was finding like beginning issue, like in the beginning they did look like bigger, huge error. So I did describe it very well, and then there was like a huge conversation started everywhere. I put why? So who did it? And you need to explain to all of them.
Who fired this?
And that project did lead to another 6 months.
Oh.
We were supposed to finish in 2 weeks and to put to the production, but because of me, because of the product owners, developer were very mad at me. So they were so kind of angry.
No, but you save a lot of money.
Yes, for an official company, yes.
Money.
Official company, that kind of document will not be accepted. For example, like agreement document is generated completely not official. It doesn't look good. But they don't care, developers, and like you have to finish in this sprint. But I'm like, really? So this is like, it doesn't look good, right? I thought like it's everything before I had a like a before there it was old product, they made it new. So old product looked very nice. I found out those things. Look at this like example. So it was like this, now it looks like this. And there was like developers, they used one of the old library, it couldn't generate good PDF document. So they had to buy licensed, very expensive library in order to generate that, the one that I found the bug. So, and then it took another 6 months.
I guess most of them, they were men, yeah?
There's man, and but main
think that
main
most of them-
developer was girl. She was same age like me, and yeah, we had a like bad discussion as well over there. Like she was kind of like we had to argue. I had to stop the meeting in the middle of conversation. Okay, the conversation is not going well right now. We need to have some break, and then let's meet in another time. And then I took my manager and other people so she can behave well. And then we met again, and then we did go through again. So this project was handed over to me from offshore team. And this is not a requirement, but we are going to the on live production. So I am the person who did test it. And there was only one more developer, old product developer, that who was like raised up this issue. Yes, we have to fix it, you know. And then product owner, the managers, everyone like, okay, let's change.
Yeah.
So it's very bad if you have this kind of situation, because they spend so much time. Managers, they all work together. And at the end, someone is coming from the contract. I was a contractor, and they changed everything. Everybody was mad at me. But yeah, at the end, you will have a good product, which is good, right? Like, well, not like after the like end users from the companies, that agreement will go to lots of companies, and that companies will say, oh, what is this document? Instead, it's better you find the issue, okay? So you will write the sign off. Be very careful when you're going to the financial companies or the insurance companies. When you're writing a sign off, make sure that you test it very well. You understand the project very well. If you have any issue, concerns, even product owners, the developers, it's not our scope of testing, mention it. So these issues you will see, but because of is not in our scope of testing, I'm just mentioning here. And I do think without fixing this one, we cannot go to the production.
Yeah.
You mentioned that it will save you in future.
Yes. Any question?
Yeah, I mean, why, what was the reason? What if you just signed, say, just imagine that you signed it, just saying, oh, everything is good, just deploy it, let's.
Yeah,
What will
you
be
can do it too. For example, I could do that one because it was like PDF styling issue. Like it was looking like this, and then it was looking like this, like, and then lines are very differently, like top, there's a tabs, right, in the PDF documents. So tabs is like 2 tabs. So it's like very weird,
It looks
not
sounds very
nice.
Why can't you?
But it's not of scope. I can say yes, because my scope of testing was only addresses. address and the file name. File name, there was a square bracket on the file name. That's why it was failing. But overall, I found like completely different issue. I shouldn't even mention that I can just do the sign off, but it will come for sure. And then like, oh, really? Were you testing that? And did you see the PDF document, right? Because you are seeing the PDF document and it doesn't look good, right? You need to mention that. Okay.
What will happen if you just say, okay, it looks very nice. Okay, let's finish it. And then...
Yeah, then it will come, manager will come to you and she will warn you. You are the person that you're doing a testing, even if it's not in the requirement.
I mean, if the manager will be okay.
If manager okay, if all of them are okay, you don't care. That's it. Because you mentioned everything on the document, the company. That's why keep history. Something will come for sure. And then when something comes back, they will jump to the testers. Did you test it? You know, at that time, if you have a record, that's why when you are doing a testing, take a screenshot and attach it. Okay, when I was testing, do you see the screenshot? I see this one, it was working. I don't know what happens at the end. But in the QA environment, you have a proof that you take the screenshot. If you don't take a screenshot, you just put the pass like word, that's not accepted. They will say, oh, okay, so you didn't test it, where's your proof? That's why always have a proof. Okay, so documentation, very important. So QA checklist, sign-off letter, whatever you find out, just mention it and use the ChatGPT to create the sign-off letter official. You guys are lucky. So we didn't, I mean, my English was not good enough and I had to create official sign-off letter and people are waiting and you need to write it in 1 hour very quickly. And like people, like, are you done, April? Are you done? And you read your sign-off letter, it doesn't look good. I mean, it's pain, okay? So once you do sign-off letter, your QA checklist is done. The UAT testing, those kind of things will be done with different team. So your scope is inside your team, inside the agile sprint. Okay? Any questions?
If you miss some bugs, then you will get a warning, right? Or just they will fire you, or you'll get some punishment. So
yeah. So depending on the requirement. So when you have a requirement, that means there is a requirement clearly saying you need to test this thing. And that thing for you a critical functionality. So that means you have to test, right? And there will be like QA checklist. You need to have everything is done. Definition of done. The QA checklist, QA process has to be followed. If you didn't follow, if you just let them to the production, then manager will come to you and that they will warn you. For example, one of the person who works in the Bank of America, he let lots of bugs. But manager still nice because not only that sprint, I mean, not only that team, there's lots of team behind after that team. Lots of testings has to be done. Maybe they missed that. So that's why based on the situation, manager will take like, will do decision accordingly. But in my case, in Equifax, if they find one bug, you will be fired. So that's why they will spend so much time, like a month. For example, sometimes you cannot even work like 2 weeks to get secure environment. So better stay not to work
Mm.
instead of letting the bug. So that's why the financial insurance companies are very, very strict. And in some companies, they have their engineering handbook. They will clearly wrote over there, if you find only one critical bug that wasn't tested, you will be fired. Okay? So that's why each company is different. In some super agile companies, they will deploy, they will find the bug, right away they will fix, like during the day they will play. I don't like that kind of company. It's hard because you will do back and forth testing, right? Yeah.
Kind of some startup, yeah.
Not startup, basically like retail companies like Netflix, or like you are playing the videos, you know, it doesn't hurt anyone. Like if you play video wrongly, or if you put something wrongly, because they want to get the attention, like their work is like that. Okay, let's put in the website this thing today. Like they change very frequently. But financial, you will see only one page, very like serious, right? Okay. Any other question? Does the QA checklist was clear for you guys? Okay, that's good. If it's silent, and that means you guys understood. And there's a test management tool. Inside the work management tool, we have a test management tool, right? So test management tool, basically all our test cases in one place. And the documentation is here. Hopefully you wrote everything. How to create a test plan is also from here. Now, if you guys are ready, let's do the practice together. If you guys go to the Jira board, please come here all together. Are you here? Are you on the stage? So, other than QA process, if you guys are silent, I am expecting that you all inside this project, project. So other than QA process, the work management tool, Jira, is also a little complex. Basically, it has certain stuff that you need to know. Okay. So when the big project comes and you are a lead, you will be joining the lots of meetings, like initial meetings. Okay, this project is coming. Let's talk about the resources, how we can test. That time you guys are doing like your test plan, right? So that means beginning of the project will start from the timeline, from here. So in the timeline, you will have a big stories. It's a big story means like the project. If you have some epic that will take 3 months or 4 months, project can be also here. And inside that project, you have lots of project, which is called Vista. It's inside the project, several epics. One of them is for the backend related project, one of them UI related project. So there will be lots of epics here, okay? Basically, what is epic means, it's not accomplishable in 2 weeks. It's a huge story. It might be a quarter, it might be a year, it might be 6 months. It's based on the requirement, okay? So this is called epic. In Azure, let's take a look in Azure.
Sorry,
I-
I think you didn't share the screen.
Oh, I see the stop share. Okay, let me share one more time. Are you able to see my screen? Now?
Yes, now you can see.
Okay, good. So in Azure, Epic calls, I don't remember. I think they had Epic calls future over there. Okay. In the Jira, it's called Epic. Epic is bigger than Epic is a big story, not accomplishable in 2-week sprint or in 3-week sprint. Okay. It's kind of a project. It is a project. Epic. Okay. Let's create an epic together so you guys can have little experience on that. Because when I was doing in the first SDET batch without creating an epic, they were like a little confused. A lot. They couldn't. So are you ready? Okay, so in order to create the epic, you will just come here. You can either create from here. This is the one that you have a project, software project. Underneath, this is, do you see this one? This is a story, right? But we want to have a story which is like, it's not accomplishable in 2 weeks. That means larger story. It might be accomplishable on 6 months or something. You will choose this epic. Please follow with me, okay? I will show only one time. Epic, I can give the name. In my case, let me put this one. But in your case, just write down Amazon creation and then put Ulan or put your name at the end, okay? So we can just see the examples. But in my case, I want to have I need to test the motion hosting website. That's why I am using this epic, okay? Here, usually the story requirement will be here, okay? In your case, just, you don't have to write anything. But in my case, I want to put it this one, okay? Are you following?
Excuse me, Aypo.
Yes.
May I know, do we need to create Epic in Jira or Confluence?
It is inside the Jira. Confluence is on 50 pages, okay? Right now we are on the Jira work management tool. Is that 02 batch? Okay. Inji, just watch right now because later I will help you. This one was like, I did make sure that all of you were able to access the SDET too. Would be good if you could ask that time. Now, this is you will just choose the epic and then you will put the title and the requirement will be here. Right now I have a little short, it's gonna be a very huge, okay? And here, I'm not sure, this epic will not be assigned to a specific person. If it is, then it's gonna be Scrum Master or Product Owner because they are responsible to deliver the project, okay? Label, you don't have to worry about, you don't need any parents for now. you can choose the team here if you have a team. Right now, we don't have a team. Start date is, right now, I am gonna choose the start date is October 2nd. And the due date, I am expecting at the end of this month, 1 month, okay? And the reporter is this, relates, don't worry about relates to, because this one will be used in the story level. And you will create an epic. So why am I teaching you create an epic? Because, for example, if you need to create a smoke test, official smoke test for the company, you might need to create by yourself an epic. Because if the website is ready and if you are assigned to create an smoke test, you can create an epic, because inside the smoke test, you need to identify how do you approach the smoke test, end-to-end test cases, and the function point documentation. So you will have several stories for each sprint. So in that case, you will create an epic. Or let's say in my company, just right now, try to hear, you can utilize in the future. In my case right now, I am done to do utilizing the test management tool. So I don't like it. It's boring for me. So I did tell to my manager, so I would like to create a test management tool inside the automation framework, the one that you guys are coding, right? I am implementing this test management tool inside the automation framework. So we don't have to utilize this kind of X-ray or Zephyr, and we don't have to write the manual test cases. Instead, we directly write the automation test cases, because we have right now what? ChatGPT. It's very easy to create automation test case. Okay. So for that purposes, I created Epic, because I do what I do in order to create a proof of concept. That means in order to make the company believe me to utilize the not test management tool, just the automation framework, I have to do lots of small stories to prove it, the story tasks one by one. I cannot finish that work in one sprint. I have to do maybe, I am seeing right now at least at 2 quarters. I need to do a proof of concept. I have to add all the edge cases in the automation, so I can prove it to the whole company wide. Hey, we don't need to use the test management tool. Let's use the automation framework instead, right? So basically, we are writing manual test cases inside the automation. That's one of the projects that I initiated by myself. And that's why I created Epic over there. You guys also can do input when you join the company. Hey, so let's do something different. You can come up with idea to the manager. So you can take the manager's attention, that you can take that you are a valuable person for the company. Okay. So I created a test Epic right now, and no one is creating here. I don't see anyone is creating here Epic. Are you guys working? Why is not happening? Are you in the text state? Is this too? Yeah.
Maybe it's another one, because in yours it's this batch.
Oh,
different.
you're right.
Yeah.
Let's take a look. Jira. Interesting. So online students, you guys are also not see the ST2 batch.
Yes, there is only as that 02. No
Okay.
batch.
So Jira. TCG2, okay. Team managed software. Okay. Team managed software. Users. User. Okay. Address group, add to group. Jira admin. Market prep. Is that page? Wait, why is not showing? It's page. No? Okay. So details. And groups.
Why did you think it? No.
Okay. Let me go back here. CC fit to team management. Okay. More project settings. Widget 2, choose category. Okay. So how many minutes do we have? Do you want to finish? You want to go home? It might take a little time. That's why maybe I will just record it. Let's finish. Interesting why it's not showing. Let's put it here. All the users. Groups. Let me go to the software. Set batch to. Oh. At the settings. Project settings. This is you to. PCG, PSG, G1. Can you guys update now? Maybe now you can see. Refresh and take a look. Are you able to see that? Oh, okay. So then I think it was additional private access. Now go to this project, guys. Are you able to see this one? Please, if you're not able to see, please speak up, okay? So I can make sure and we can do all together. Okay, so please just create here and put like Amazon create account future. Just put some dummy name.
On the summary.
On the summary, yes.
Amazon?
Amazon create account feature. Just put any name and then put your name as well, so it can be different. Okay. I would like to see that you are able to create the Epic.
Amazon create account feature and my name.
Yeah, in G.
On the description.
Yes, create Epic. Okay, let's do together. Summary will be a title, okay? Description in G, you can put the requirement. Right now, you don't need a requirement, but in the future, let's say if you want to create if you want to do a test management tool in the automation, then you can write detailed requirement. I would like to migrate this test management tool to the automation so we can have all the test cases in one place, so you can write your requirement by yourself in the description. For now, you don't have to write anything, okay? Just put the summary and then put the summary and then also put your name so I can see that you guys are able to create the Epic and then click create, okay? You cannot put the sprint in you cannot put the Epic to the sprint. I explained, right? Epic is the big story that is not accomplished in one sprint. Okay?
Excuse me, we just missed, so how to create it?
Epic?
Yeah.
So let's do again, create, and then you can choose here Epic, okay? There will be a different type, story, Epic, task, bug. So you will choose the Epic because your story is big. You cannot finish in one sprint. Here, Amazon account creation creation future IPO. You can put something else. Here, I need to write a requirement.
We cannot see your screen.
Can you share?
Okay, I'm sharing again. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes,
Guys?
Yes,
Slack
it's
screen.
Slack.
Okay, so I'm sharing my screen again. So I'm just putting in the summary title. Requirement I just give here. Here I need to write a requirement. And you don't have to assign. I just explained the epic will be assigned. For example, epic, I can be the owner for this project. For example, to migrate the test management tool to the automation. That's my project, right? Because I did initiate it. I wanted to do that. But most of the cases, the product owners will bring. So they can assign to themselves, okay? In your case right now, because you are creating, you can assign to yourself as well, okay? Yeah, assign to me, and the labels and parents will be needed in the story level. Parent will be needed also in story level. Team will be, when we have a team, you will choose the team. Right now, you don't have to. And the start date, as I explained, that this is not a 2-week sprint, right? So this is like a larger project. In my case, I put 1 month. You can put any, maybe 6 months. We are just playing around right now, okay? Relates to also we will learn in the story. Just click create. I want to see your name here. Please do it. I am updating, hopefully I will see. You don't have to assign. You can assign to you. I just explained, right? This is the product owner's task. It's an epic you will never create usually when you join the company. Since I'm having lots of experience, that's why I am initiating stuff. When you join the company, you're more than welcome to initiate and right away jump to the epic and create additions for the QA department. It's very good, very welcome, but you don't have to. Since right now we are learning, you can do it, okay? So I see Clara Temirlangul, Khair Mahabat, Amazon creation, who created, I don't know, Ziada Ipo. This one is mine. Okay. If you didn't create, we will do lots of things right now. Please create so you guys can follow together. We can follow together. As you know that it's not a 2-week sprint. Now we have a big project, right? And imagine that we have here in the description lots of things to do. For example, in here, Amazon account creation. Let's open the Amazon account creation. Amazon. And we are bringing as a project this Amazon account creation, right? So for example, when we are doing here, this one can be one story, okay? This page, small page, when you are doing hover over, look, we need to able to see this requirement, right? For that, I need to create a story because that story will go to the sprint. Do you think it's accomplishable in 2 weeks to develop only this page? Why? Why is this big? Only this screen. Look,
Yeah.
because we are focusing on the account creation feature underneath the feature, right? Underneath the epic. And let's start small by small. First, I want to have hover over page here. And inside the hover over page, I want to see sign in button. New customer start here and this text. So for that, let's create a story. Go to the Amazon and copy those requirements. And we as a team agreed, okay, we will have the first requirement we will create in this sprint, this small hover over page. Right now, this is my, where's IPO?
I get it. First.
No, this is for something else. I just created, you guys didn't delete, hopefully. Amazon
Click
account.
on the top. Oh,
Oh, this is mine, but now you guys need to choose your own, okay? I will create a story here. Story is Amazon account creation hover over page. Just write same thing like this, but put your name because we need to have a unique stories, okay? Account creation hover over page.
Sorry, Ipo, can you show please one more time how to create a story?
Okay, so there is a two ways to create a story, okay? If you come here, you can see the plus sign, or you need to remember this is the number, TCG24, okay? So we can create from here to create button. And you need to choose a story here because you are creating a story for your epic, for your project, right? Here, what do we write? Amazon account creation hover over page. What is hover over page? I will show you one more time. So we are creating small story for the sprint. First story, I want to see when I'm doing hover over of the Amazon sign in button place, I want to see small page. For the requirement, so this is gonna be story, and this is gonna be air story requirement. I'm just putting this one. But here, I will have following. So this one will be acceptance criteria. Okay. Acceptance criteria means that the requirement that we have to accomplish in this page will be here. So always there will be also screenshot. What was that? The designers will create first this kind of page for you, okay? And you will include inside the story. So here, in the beginning, there will be some kind of like explanation, acceptance criteria, like I want to have as a customer, I want to have a hover over page including following details. details, acceptance criteria, and then it will be like this. And then there will be a attachment option. Do you see browse place? Here I have a screenshot. So this one is there will be designers, which is called UX designers, right? They will create a sample of the page and they will attach here, okay? And then story will be written like this. And then we will not assign. We are just right now grooming. During the grooming time, you guys will do this kind of thing. But this one will be already groomed. Like if you guys are QA lead, you will be attending this kind of like lots of meeting. But if you are just a QA or as that, you will see this story is ready inside the grooming meeting, which is like the last grooming with the team grooming. And you will see this kind of screenshot and you understand, oh, okay, we are creating Hover Over page. Inside the Hover Over page, this kind of text has to be there, right? Everything has to be there. And this is my requirement, acceptance criteria. You don't assign anyone for now. Team, we don't have team, but we can create a team later. This is all the product owner's work, but we are doing hands-on experience right now together, okay? Relates to, we need to use now relates to. Relates to mean what? You have a story right now, and this story has to have a parent. That means this story is related to one project, right? So the related project, that the one that you choose the epic. So relates to, you need to find your epic, okay? In my case, I see my epic here. I am choosing this right epic. You need to make sure when you are creating story that you are connecting the right epic, okay? That's very important in the company. Sometimes you also create, very often you create also story. And the restrict to, you don't have to use, you might even know this kind of input buttons, the product owners already like manipulates, and they will be shown a little bit differently than right now, okay? You will not always see like this. Okay, once you guys are done, so when you put here, put it your name, IPO, right? I am creating now, click create. So once you create, then when you go to your epic, it should be coming here. Okay, I am updating and it's not showing here. Oh, it's showing here, but somehow it is not underneath this one. So because it's oh, okay, let's do like this. I need to change. Let's change here. In order to change the story, you can click this and you can do edit. You can even do from here and here. It looks a little different. You will not, because we need to do assign to me in the planning meeting. Right now, I need to change this one to edit. The edit button is not shown here somehow. This one, we can even do like this, I think. Parent relates to, tested by implements. Let's do implements and then TC choose me, link. Basically, when you go to the timeline and epic, it should show like ziyadas like this, okay? In my case, somehow it's not showing. Let me try again. You can attach in the story. Let me implement. There is a parent option. if you choose the parent, edit button somehow it's not visible. I can take a look later. Why it's not visible? Okay. Configure, delete, move, edit, test. And attach. So basically, let's keep it this way for now. I will take a look later what's the issue. You will see in the backlog, in the timeline, you will see something like this. All the story will be like this, okay? Here will be like around 100 stories, okay? So once you have this one, this is a project, right? This is specific story for this project. So that means as a test lead, when you are here, you have a requirement here. And for this, when you guys are talking this project, as I explained, as a test lead, you need to ask your test plan details, right? So with the environment, how long time you will have? Do we have enough budget? Those kind of tasks the test plan steps you need to ask. And when you have this story created, you need to focus on either after the meeting or during the meeting, you can start creating a test plan, okay? So right now we created together this one, but this one will be done with the product owner. You will just go to your X-ray, start creating a test plan, okay? So in order to create a test plan, you will go to the test plans, create. X-ray is not connected properly here. That's bad. Why it's showing here, but it's not connected with the X-ray, this backlog. Okay. Apps. X-ray settings. Epic configure. We have this stuff. I should type this environment, test labels, PDD, project configuration, storage task, add issue type. Somehow it's not showing here, even if it's configured. Okay, so it's already 9 o'clock. Let's finish up the class. We will create the X-ray test plan next class, okay? Okay, that's it for this class.